Hey everybody, I'm gonna get some water and then I'll be back. Am I still sick? I would say yesterday I was clocked down to about half. Now I'm clocked at about 83%. So I'm better, but, and it's a big but. Dude, every single time somebody complains about the outlines. Now, here's the thing. Even though it is a very small percentage of people making this comment, most developers would err on the side of being very bothered by that and taking it very seriously and second guessing their decisions. And maybe sometimes you should do that. Like sometimes that's a good prompt to reevaluate your decisions, but sometimes you just sometimes you just know what you're doing. So it is what it is. So we're running in a super debug build with a lot of memory scenarios. Because there was a crash that I want to repro, and we got it. We got it. I feel like one of the data structures oh wait, maybe I just broke it. Oh no, I did. Well, new count 48. Array. Data is null. Maybe because I didn't set allocated to 0. Let's just do that. So I'm trying to debug a problem that we had. The outlines are necessary for contrast. They make the game a lot more playable. It's astonishing. And the outlines are actually pretty subtle in the grand scheme of things. But what happens is you get people, like, they look at the screenshot and they don't have a model in their mind of, like, what is it like to play this? So they're not judging it as a game. They're judging it as a painting or something, right? And, like, yeah, if you were to do a painting of the scene, it would be weird to, or like there's that factor, and then there's also people have very rigid categorizations in their brain. They're like, okay, there's realistic shaders that looks a certain way, and then there's toon shaders, and cartoon shaders are the ones with the outlines and whatever. And what are you doing? You have a game that's part cartoon and part more realistic. Like, none of this actually looks realistic, right? But I think that's what's going on in people's brain when they say that, is like, wait, what do you mean toon shader? But it's not a toon shader, it just has outlines. It's basically an IQ detector, really, is what the art style is. So, yeah. Okay. So, well, oh, there we go. First gamepad input crashes it. Awesome. What? What is going on? This must be, okay, so in theory, we're running with the unmapping allocator. No, we're not. Why not? So I think my guess about what's happening is in the raw input, you know, we're calling these Win APIs. And if one of our data structure definitions is like the wrong size, for example, then we're not giving Windows enough memory and it'll overwrite the end. And then your heap is corrupted. And then you get problems in places like this, right? So that's what I think is happening. But so if I can pass Windows a really good memory that's unmapped at the end, then we'll catch that as soon as it happens. That's what this is designed for. And I set the very debug flag, which, let's just see. Do we push a different allocator? Our program default allocator. Okay. So actually, before we even get there, we'll get context.allocator, context.base, OX7FF6 EB14FO30. So this is going to be, I think that's probably what it is, but let's see. So we're setting the allocator. And then maybe somewhere when he's getting gamepad input. What they're trying to say is they don't like Borderlands, yeah. Some people complain about such a tiny detail like outlines. I mean, it gives people agency and makes them feel important. if they can complain about something that someone else did, right? Okay, so context-based allocator is FO30. So it's getting set to default allocator somewhere. Probably here. Probably this is a callback. Actually not here, right. So this is a callback. It doesn't know. We have to push a context. All right, so let's do it here. We're going to invasively hack. No check-in is I need to replace my Emacs fucking dot file. This indentation is such trash. Like, what the fuck is even happening here? All right. So because this is happening from a Windows callback, we don't have this. So we're going to do that. That is why we didn't catch it. We actually don't need very debug. Cannot call into a native procedure. Oh, God. Let's fix that. This isn't no content. Fuck. You know what? We won't do that. We're just going to push a context to do that. Because it's too much of a hassle otherwise. All right. In order to be a good programmer, one should avoid web development. True. Was I referring to websites, JS, and front ends? No, even back-end web is stupid-ass crap. So, like, the thing is, back-end web people think they're a lot smarter than front-end web people, right? But that's like someone who's IQ 90 thinking they're a lot smarter than someone who's IQ 75. It's like back-end web code is like complete shit almost 100% of the time. It's truly embarrassing. Truly, deeply embarrassing. But to do backend, you at least kind of have to be able to program. Whoops, I forgot to run it from the debugger. To do backend, you at least kind of have to be able to program. To do front end, you don't really need to be able to program at all. So, you know, that's the difference. It's called backend because you use Buttsnake to provide security. Do I ever feel the code is really bad in Braid? No. I mean, it became more bad. Here's the thing. The code in Braid was pretty okay, especially because I cleaned it up before doing this project. And then I hired people to help. And not all of those people, but a few of them just shitted up the code really bad, and it made me really angry, and it made the project hard to work on. Okay, so here, yes, we have validated now my theory about the problem. The problem is probably that our HIDP button caps is wrong. Because we are faulting while asking the kernel to write into this memory, right? So again, like languages like Rust and whatever say they're memory safe, but like you're going to have this problem in any language. So yeah. But wait, you guys don't know about, but okay, we have to have an educational video. Hold on. Dude, how am I not finding the video? Hold on. Dude, I can't find the video. What is, and then I'm trying to click, like, the clicks aren't clicking. What is happening? So I don't believe that code deteriorates, like it gets worse with time. No, that's totally true. But like people haven't been working on Braid from 2008 to 2016. It's like when I let other people work on it that they started fucking it up, right? I mean, definitely if I were to rewrite Braid, the code would be simpler and better than it was, but you know. All right, here, it's educational video time. We like to do educational videos on this stream.
Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy Cody here. We're going to be getting right back to some full stack development, bare metal coding with React.js in just a few minutes here. But before we do that, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Buttsnake. Buttsnake is the backdoor of the internet. It allows you to go right up into the internet without anyone seeing what you're doing. In fact, a lot of the times, they don't even know you're going onto the internet until you're already there. Buttsnake is the full package. It includes deep encryption, so deep that there's no way anyone's ever going to go looking for your packets. You can anonymize your IP so you don't regret anything, and furthermore, you can find a backdoor anywhere in the world. Buttsnake is full service. In addition to being able to go into the backdoor anytime you want, look at all these features you get included. You get unlimited devices. No matter how many devices you want to use, they're all on the table. There's a no logs policy. Absolutely no one will be dropping any logs. It's high-speed delivery. In fact, when I use Buttsnake, I almost feel like the delivery is too fast. It's over before it even begins. And don't forget, while you're signing up for Buttsnake, you can also choose to add ButtLocker to your plan. ButtLocker is the all-in-one security solution to prevent yourself from being exposed while you're using the backdoor of the internet. Protect yourself from viruses, leakage, and threatening behavior by keeping things private, covering all your entry points, cleaning up after yourself, and being notified of any time that you had any leakage at all. Take it from your boy Cody. You don't want to be caught going in through the back door of the internet without Buttsnake. And to make things even more enticing for you, when you go to Buttsnake and sign up for Buttsnake VPN right now, or ButtLocker plus Buttsnake for the double combo, you can use the code BackdoorCody639 right now to get a 25% discount on your first 15 minutes of using Buttsnake. If that deal doesn't make it for you, I don't know what will. So head to buttsnake.net today and sign up now.
So there you go. That's how you program. You need to do that to program. Did I ever consider open sourcing the code for Braid? Maybe at some point. I don't know. Maybe. What domains other than game development to be a great programmer? I don't know. I mean, I would say that serious scientific sim development is very challenging because it has all these like performance requirements and stuff too. The problem is that culture is like very decayed. Like people in that programming culture haven't had high standards, and so everybody kind of sucks, which means if you go into that and you're already good, you can just like clean up and just like dominate. But to learn how to be good, if most of the people you're trying to learn from are just flabby butts, it's probably hard to learn how to be good, right? Did I ever consider making a VC-backed business get rich quick? No. Because people who do that typically, like, you actually have to be very lucky usually, or just be all in on the idea to make something like that work. All in on the idea and incredibly talented, right? And so it's not like you can just do an idea that seems like it'll make a lot of money and then do it, because everybody wants to do that. So what seems to happen like a lot of the time people are like, oh, I'll just do this one thing to make money, and then I'll use that money to do what I really want to do. And then what happens is 10 years later, 15 years later, they're only barely starting to get the money, and they've turned into a different person, and they're not really the kind of person who would do the thing that they originally wanted to do anymore. And then they end up on the Epstein Island list. So, don't do that. Just using the correct compiler flag sped up the algorithm 120 times. Wow. 120 is not a trivial number. That's like a major, major difference, right? Like, that's the difference between an hour and like 2.5 weeks to run a test. All right, HID-P button caps. Structure. Oh, it's this thing. Maybe I messed it up. Let's see. No, this is the original one. All right, let's see. Let's check it. Usage, uchar, boolean, ushort, usage, boolean. I bet these are like a line 4 actually. Right? Wait. But the struct, okay, hold on. The problem is the struct's too short. How would it end up too short? So the annoying thing is this is where I want to have a C program running. You know. Okay. We can at least find out how much. So let's just see. Wait, did I put my line in the wrong place? We're just going to do this to figure out what is the minimum we can get away with. So, is 4 extra bytes enough? Does it fix it? Does anyone have like a C or C++ program with this HID-P stuff running where they could do some size-ofs and tell me what they are real fast? That would be amazing. Remember we both got, oh, was it this one that was size of 72? Did you see the beginning of the stream? Basically, when I unmap, okay, it's still not enough. Basically, I had a very intermittent crash. So now I'm doing a thing where I'm passing in memory that's unmapped at the end, right? Because we just have a standard allocator that does that. HID-P get button caps is choking on this. So the kernel is trying to write past the end. There's one thing in the buffer. It's 72 bytes. Oh, it says unreadable memory. Wait. Maybe I changed the structure after that and it's not 72 anymore. This is only going 63 bytes before it hits unreadable memory. So if it is supposed to be 72, we are not big enough. Let's go print that again. But obviously whatever is wrong is after the point of data that we're using, because the data that we're using is correct. All right, print. And let's just see if for some reason something's weird when we're packing these into an array. Okay. $33 million raid, dude. Dude. All right. We've got so many people now. Could you just take a difference of memory addresses? That's probably the next thing we will try, just to make sure. Like, does the size of contain some padding that is not happening in the array version or something, right? Okay, still crashing, even with our extra bytes. 76, because we added 4 bytes. 152, which is 76 times 2. But why then? Why then? Okay, I mean, it could always be a different, like, the bug that's crashing us might not be this. This might just be that our unmapping allocator is fucked or something, right? So let's actually break here. Kind of frustrating having to wait on the game start. This is fucking video game programming, dude. This is a very debugged game start. Although actually we could turn that off because we have this allocator. But the point being, like, just don't bother me about this stuff, dude. Like, I have worked hard, very hard to make it as good as it is. This is infinitely better than what I had to do working at Ion Storm Austin, for example. Like, infinitely better. If you've never worked on a large project, then you just don't understand all the frictions in play. All right, so we're doing this, then we're calling resize. All right, desired items, element size, 64. Wait, what? 1. Element size, 64. Why is element size 64? What? Problem is, we didn't inline necessarily. Okay, well, what? That's why I should use Lisp. Oh, obviously, yes. Obviously. Several hour-long build times? No. No, at Ion Storm Austin, it was only about 35 minutes to compile the game and then 15 minutes to start the game. I mean, here's the problem. This is really weird. button caps buffer. Oh, maybe I said it's HIDP caps and not HIDP button caps. It could be something like that. Button caps buffer. I knew it! Did I call it or what? This is the kind of intuition that you get from years and years and years of debugging. Do you know how many days a beginner programmer would have spent on that? Like, a beginner programmer actually would spend days on that and then give up and just allocate extra memory because they know that works around the bug, but they don't understand why, right? They would just multiply the amount of memory by 2 and call it a day. It's a very hard thing to deal with. All right, so the rest of them don't have this problem. So that's great. Yeah, it's a very hard thing to deal with if you don't have programming experience because it's literally, you're passing a pointer to the kernel. The kernel is writing some memory. That memory is stomping your heap, but you don't know that until way later when your program crashes at a different point, right? So the slime lady. What about the slime lady? Oh, that's her. Do you think this is the slime lady? Maybe it is. Maybe this is her in a different universe. I think we need to change our gamepad bindings. Okay, well, we can clean this up and check it in. Bounds checking is good. This isn't just regular bounds checking, right? This is industrial strength fucking bounds checking. Because again, like language level bounds checking like you have in Rust or whatever also will not catch this problem. Because it's literally the operating system overriding your memory behind your back, right? So you need relatively big guns for this to debug it, but we had those guns laying around because we're fucking Americans here. All right? All right. Oh, I should be able, as a workaround. Oh, let's delete all this. As a workaround, I was pre-allocating those arrays because I was like, oh, I want to get the build out today. So like I did this morning just to get it running so I could send it to people because it was crashing on the Steam box like 100% of the time. Which, by the way, all this Windows USB crap holio stuff that we've been doing works fine on Steambox, which means either someone at Valve working on Proton did a bunch of painful shit to translate painful Linux shit into painful Windows raw input shit so that we could read the painful raw input shit and turn it into something reasonable. Or they have like a thing on Linux where they can actually snoop the USB packets. But it works fine. Would ASAN do the same thing? No. I mean, ASAN might work, maybe. But ASAN is like probabilistic, and I think ASAN only works by instrumenting your code, right? And so the problem there is maybe, I don't know, it depends on implementation details of ASAN. if they noticed, like if they programmed in a dictionary of kernel calls that write to memory and know about those and insert checking afterward, then asand would help. But if they're just looking at your code to see if you overwrote something, then it wouldn't help there. All right, this is great. There's some more gamepad stuff that I want to fix, but this is pretty good. Let's take out this difficulty nonchalant sign. Oh, but we need something that we need a blocker there. Yeah, I want to take this sign out, but we can't. Because if we do, then you could smuggle blocks out of here, and we don't want that. We do not want that. No, siree. Can't you read the sign? No block smuggling. I mean, that's what it is. How am I feeling today? I'm up to 83 or 84% today. All right. So I think we're going to take the W for this. And then I want to do some other stuff. So if you go to menu, you know what? Okay, first I want to remap the gamepad keys because I feel like they're not good. And then I want to... So when you go to the menu, we have this repeat when you use the D-pad and stuff. But it doesn't work for the stick anymore because we took away events for the stick, which I actually wanted to do because we don't, when you're moving around, we don't want events to come in for the stick, right? Or something, or maybe, we need to think about how we want to do that. But so the stick does not work on the menu, like I'm moving the stick and the menu's not moving. If I D-pad, it does. All right, but first... And you know what? I might want to go take a nap again. Like I mean, it's only been a 45-minute stream, but I'm still a little sick. All right, so that's good. I sent out copies of the game to potential publishers today, so that was good. So next we're getting the game ready for playtesters, which is just a small amount more work. We won't self-publish. We may still self-publish, but it's a good idea to talk to publishers just to see what our options. Like running a business is, you know, you have to make good decisions. It's at least important to know what the possibilities are, right? And then you decide what you want to try and do. How does one become a playtester? By magic. Has AI accelerated anything about this game? Yeah, it accelerated how much I ridicule people who talk about AI in programming. Current day AI. I'm sure that AI will be helpful for people at some point, but, well, for experienced programmers at some point, but it is not really. I've never seen AI that was actually helpful for actual programming. You know, for things like what API calls would I use to do a particular thing, then it can help. There's still money in indies for publishers. I mean, maybe. That's up to them to decide, right? There's a number of publishers that publish independent games. Their business model is to figure out what games can they profitably publish, right? So it's not up to you exactly to decide whether or not it's a good idea to publish indie games, right? It's up to the people who are doing it and what they think their business case is. Oh. Plus, it's an excuse to go to Las Vegas. I'm not in the gun industry, so I can't go to SHOT Show. So you got to go somewhere. $5090 launched today. Well, from what I heard, the 5080 is not any better than the 4080. So I would not sell kidneys for any NVIDIA GPU if I were you. Like, they announced all these big number improvements, but I think most of those are fake news. $5090 is better than $4090, but only like 25%. Are you sure it's 25% in real use cases and not benchmarks? $25 decibels. That makes a lot of sense. Decibels. Decibels. All right. So, actually, I should be able to get rid of this too, right? Let's just make sure that works. I don't know why. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just leave that because we don't want to. All right. Pre-season the raw input buffer so that if it grows, to prevent okay, that's fine. $4080 to $5080 is 10%. Okay, so $5090 is better proportionally than $5080 is what you're saying. I mean, guys, I don't think you're doing the math here, right? $5090 divided by $5080 is, times 100 to get percent. Whoops. So it's 0.197% better. That's not a very big improvement, so you should get the 5080. I mean, it's just numbers, guys. It's just common sense. See, we have these left stick up, left stick down, and we don't generate these events ever. So what we could do, though, we could generate stick events from the gamepad module and turn that on or off. The only problem is like what happens if you're going in a direction and then you hit escape or whatever. But maybe solving that is the value that we have to bring the people. So gamepad defaults should be this, I think. No, we don't want very debug anymore. Menu state for the player question mark. How am I? Is the Riddler in chat now? The Riddler has joined the chat. Maybe teleporters should be A. Like, I think maybe like entering things is A and teleporter counts as entering things. Because you can't... Let's try that. And then the prompt icon is weird. It should really be the same as going into a level. Right? Teleporters already get prompted separately. Where? Okay. So, we're going to change... All right. Activate teleporter. What? Activate teleport. It was right there. Activate. Actuate teleporter. Look at that vocabulary. I feel like all the elevators too. I feel like elevators go on the same key as teleporter. What was it? Take or drop. Where is it? It's in activate. Do, take, or drop. Activated. If get or drop gem. If use level entry. So spawner morphing is gone out of the game. Because we have something better than spawner morphing. Spawner morphing! Spawner morphing! The Clone Wars. The Clone Wars. European cores. What the hell is two-sum? Is that like FizzBuzz? Is that FizzBuzz problem 2 on the FizzBuzz problem set? Where you have to make a program add two numbers? That sounds really hard, guys. You gotta add two numbers! Gotta add two numbers. Excuse me, sir. How do you add two numbers? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. How do you add two numbers? Please. Please. Please add two numbers. Alright. We're just going to say fuck it and change the other thing also. Curious if anything substantial has changed in the transaction system. No, I mean there might be some details that have been developed or evolved, but the basic system is as described. Like the basic technology is what it is. Okay. What am I... Oh yeah, I want to test the elevators. Okay, we're prompting the wrong thing for elevator. I didn't change the prompt. I gotta change the prompt. Elevator. Take or drop. Take or drop. You feel like you should close your eyes to avoid spoilers. I mean, the game is so big. There's so much stuff in it. Like, you have no idea, dude. So, are you going to get a little spoiled? This feels better. Lovely. Let's make that egg fatter. That egg is too small. Yeah. Oh, fuck you. Never. It's a gameplay object, even though it doesn't do anything. So it can't. We can't scale without. It's a nude egg. You are looking at a nude egg, by the way. You are looking at a nude egg. You've played Promise, but have you played Promise 3? Have you played Promise 3? Haven't even played Promise 2. Well. Well, what do I have to say about that? This is going to be good. I mean, it's already good. But yes, when released, it will be quite a good game that I hope many people will enjoy. You've played the first two. Yes. My hope is that these versions are more playable and more enjoyable. We did make some design changes to have less in the way of like brutal rat holing, but also because you can just see things better. Like you just have much better situational awareness when playing these versions, and I think that removes a lot of the like just brain hurt of trying to figure out what is where in the original games. How will you market the game? In several ways. In several ways. How much will the game cost? $93 million. One for every mile from here to the sun. Is Sean a tester? Not currently. I think we might have sent him a code for the game like a really, really, really long time ago. But if not, we'll send him one pretty soon. Okay. Red hot American dollar bills. Change controls and prompts for elevators and what else did we change? Elevators and teleporters. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is get that menu going, and then we'll ship it to the people. I'll download it to my Gabe deck again. It'll be fun. I was playing on the Gabe deck today. Good times. Charge $10,000 on launch. I mean, here's the thing. You know, a lot of places have like support the developer bundle, right? I mean, I could make a like $1,000 support the developer option. The only problem is that's kind of a crime because then Gabe takes 30% of that, which is pretty wasteful, in my opinion. Like, I think if someone buys support the developer option, they want most of it to go to the actual developer. And so I would probably ask Valve, hey, can we get a special deal on this wacky thing? And they'll probably say no. You need a gimmick? We have a gimmick. Don't worry about it. We got a gimmick. Could you have an in-game support the developer thing? Maybe. Support the developer with Melania Coin. How is Garlic Coin doing lately, by the way? The Garlic Coin is the OG. I mean, I feel like the price is not very high. Right? I mean, dude, it's down like... Did Garlic Coin literally crash like today? Did we miss the good day to short Garlic Coin? I hate this interface. Let's find a different one. No, we don't want that. We want a graph. Garlic. Oh god, it's so bright. Dude, what happened to Garlic Coin today? Oh, it actually wasn't that much of a crash. Never mind. Somehow the other interface is making it confusing. Okay, I mean, it's down a little bit. 1 year of garlic coin. Okay, so we're about even on the year. Garlic, so garlic is a stable store of value for the most part. And occasionally you get a big garlic bubble, is what we're seeing. Am I able to spill the beans on the gimmick, or is this a secret? It is a secret for now. We will announce it at some point, because the point of the gimmick is that the gimmick gets announced and gets people excited about the game. Cena wins and then I throw him out. I am good at lifting people. I don't know if I could lift up and throw John Cena. I think he might be too heavy for me. Like, how tall is that dude? Is he like 6'6"? 6'1". Oh, that's all. Okay, I might be able to pick him up. I mean, I'm sure he's got tons of muscle, but I could probably pick him up and throw him if he's only 6'1". Am I sure about that? I mean, I picked up a dude who's like 6'4" the other day. 6'4" and not skinny. Can I even do a pull-up? Fuck you. We used to do pull-ups during the stream. You would know that if you watched the channel. It's not that hard. Dude, if you know any technique at all, doing a fireman carry and then a throw is not that hard. You should be able to do it on someone significantly heavier than you. Fireman carry is easy. That's why firemen use it to carry people. Why do we get so many idiots in the stream? Picking up build is easy. They can just tense and hold their weight in a more uniform way. I mean, that's actually not really true. If people are really tense, it's actually harder to move them around a little bit. I mean, it's easier to move them around in an uncontrolled way when they're tense, but it's harder to move them in a controlled way. If people are super floppy, it's also hard to move them. The ideal is when people have tone, but it's not super tensed, like controlled tone. More excited for the gimmick than the game, but all the value is in the game. All the value is in the game. You don't know how to approach writing games. Well, don't worry about how they're structured internally, because it won't matter. Like, it won't matter till you actually try to do something very complicated. And you should start with something simple anyway. So like, if you wanted to learn how to make games, you just pick a very simple thing that would be cool. Like, oh, I want to make a little Space Invaders game, or I want to make a solitaire game, or I want to make a chess game, or I want to make a strategy game, whatever. Pick something like that, and you just make a simple version, and you learn step by how do I open the window? How do I draw graphics to the window, right? And then, because for something relatively small, you don't need a lot of structure. Like, structure solves problems of scale. And if you haven't done games before, you don't have problems of scale. Right? You just have problems of basic knowledge. Like, I just don't know how to do any of this. Okay. I wish I had the Jewel of Masquerade right now. Um, let's go to the menu. So I feel like tonight I'm just going to do a menu events thing. Um, okay. Okay. So, um, what are the stick events? Let's just even call it left stick events. We're being hyper specific, and we'll probably generalize it for the people. Okay, so what is our draw menu? All right, draw menu. When do we do this? Render frame. Render menu frame. I think we just have a game mode variable, right? Yeah. We're going to need to do some other code in here, which is why I'm not making this like a simpler expression, because I have a feeling bad things will happen. When we like exit the menu while we're holding the stick. Okay. I am not getting stick events. I am not getting stick events at all. At all, no siree. Or maybe we are. Maybe we are. I don't know. I wanted this to just be done. Maybe we don't generate them through this code, right? Okay, so there, okay, we're, oh no, we do generate them through this code. Okay, what is the code? Left stick down. Oh, I left the gamepad.generate events, guys. Hope somebody caught that. Hope somebody caught that. Totally caught it. All right. Well, I'm glad you totally caught it. Totally caught it. All right. Menu. Hey, look. I can navigate the menu with a stick. What happens if I'm holding down and I exit the menu? Oh, well, maybe that's fine, actually. Wait, I thought it would actually... Okay, yeah. So we missed the... Okay. Yeah, so the problem isn't here. It's when I go back. Now I'm going to push down on the stick. Ready? Nothing happens until I let go again. And then I push again. Now this is exactly the kind of problem that a Unity game engine game would have. So we got to fix it. Someone is texting me. You worked hard to give Unity a good name? Really? That was your priority, is giving Unity a good name? What if the controller is not the issue? What do you mean, what if the controller... I mean, if you try to use a broken controller, it certainly won't work, right? Is that what you're asking? You'd say stick direction should not carry on between menu and game. I'm literally holding the stick south and hitting escape. After the menu closes, I am still holding the stick south. What do you think should happen in that case? So I feel like this is wrong. This code is wrong. It looks like somebody else edited it because the comment didn't have punctuation, which is always how I know, because everyone else in the world is lazy and doesn't use punctuation. But I always do. Also, this fucking indentation, look at this shit right here. So this is indexing this array by the wrong value. Fuck you, whoever did that to my code. All right. What is going on? I turned on follower mode. It is 0-minute follower mode, but we're getting some of the worst questions ever today. What is happening? Do I normally get... No, I don't normally get good questions, but everything is on a scale. And today, oh boy, I tell you, it's real bad today. Real bad. Real bad. So the problem is, because this code is fucked, the other thing I'm going to do was not going to work. Oh, wait, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's aliased here. It's actually fine. It's just the comment was bad enough that I didn't understand what was wrong. Okay. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. So what we're going to do is here we're going to go maybe disable gamepad button state dot left stick up down left right. Okay, so maybe disable gamepad state I'm actually not sure this is going to fix the problem. Okay. Because I think it's probably the key repeat. We really need to factor this out at this point. All right. All right. I mean, Inside was in Unity, and that game nailed atmosphere and all that, so they proved it's possible. All right, menu, moving, escape. Menu, move. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, you know why? Because this probably only goes... Well, I don't know. Let's at least make sure this code is firing. Never said how many lines of code the game is. It prints out literally every time we compile. Literally every time. You've seen it many times. Literally every time. Okay, this is weird. This shouldn't be happening because it's... Oh no, this is just the code that I wrote is wrong. Okay. You know what? Menu navigate down. Right. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this a totally different way. This was a lot of code. It's not even really the problem. I didn't like it. We're going to do this. Whoops, we don't need very debug, guys. I think that's enough. I think those 2 lines are enough. How many CPP lines would that be? I don't know. Definitely more. It's very hard to compare. It didn't work. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here. Easy Sag, I know. We're going to go here. How come nobody says Sag anymore? That is the Sag thing. All right, we're going to do this. Escape from the menu. Going to go back into the menu. And then I'm going to break in menu navigate down and see what it is doing. Oh, weird. It didn't. Okay. It's the key map proc. Fuck. I don't get why the older code that we didn't take care of this, though. Toggle proc. Key map handle event. So we set it to false because it was toggled on. We could actually assault the key map. Hope that's the right name. If it's menu navigate up or menu navigate down, there we go. See if that does something. Mappings. Key map menu is a pointer. A pointer can't assign to a large value iterator. What type of dancing do I do? Contact improvisation, which is weird hippie shit. But if you do it the way I do it, it's like a high skill ceiling martial art. And that's fun. That is fun. Not as fun as working on the HidP Windows API, but pretty fun. All right. So we do that. And it still didn't fucking work. It still didn't work. This is like what sucks about I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's like you make all this big progress and then at some point it's like, oh. Oh. All right. We don't want to break here anymore. We don't want to break it. No, we don't want to break it. We don't want to break it anymore. Now, I'll point out that the only reason we're trying to fix this at all is because I suspected it would be a problem and tested it. Most programmers would just be like, oh, I turned events on. It's great. Okay, why? Why? Okay. Why didn't we? Why didn't we? Why didn't we? Why? Menu close. We already have the file. Clones. The Clones Wars. Does this even happen? Does this even happen? Does this even happen? Does this even happen anymore? Does this even happen? Didn't fire. It did not fire. You know when they say, get the hell out of my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired. It didn't fire. I wonder if pressing escape does not call this function. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I think we want this to be an exit menu. Oops. Oops. See, programming is complicated. The question is, Would ChatGPT have put that in the right place? And the answer is banana. Banana. Hey, it worked, guys. Awesome. 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 Let's delete this code. Let's delete everything. No, no, we won't do that. No. Because we turn off generation of left stick events and exiting the menu, keymap never gets release events for left stick star. So we manually shut off the procs that use this. Yay. Okay. This is extra gray because these procs are bound to left stick star in the keymap file. Okay. Okay. We're gonna take the W and we're gonna upload it to the Gabe deck. Question is, do I need to rebuild the manifest and do a new Benny test and whatever? Or, and it's a big or, did I commit the compiler changes? Not all of them. More module tweaks. Oh, we didn't take the no check-ins. Okay. I guess I had something there, but I don't now. So, all right. And then works in the menu again. All right. All right. Let's see what people have checked in. Fixed typo in shader. That sounds serious. But it does not seem like anything that we need to do a full content build for. All right. So we're going to make a new release build locally, which will take like 27 minutes because of LLVM. I'll wait till the update finishes to do that, and then we're gonna gabe it up, and you won't be able to see us gabing it up, but you know, sometimes you got to gabe it up. Let me get my gabe deck out of my backpack. All right. Gabe deck. Armed and ready. And it's still going. 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 All right, I guess it's Thursday, which means Severance episode 3 is out. Am I going to be disappointed if I watch it? Or does it actually start getting good now? Who lives in the future and has seen this episode? They came out Thursday, right? It starts getting good? Okay. Okay, good. Because I thought the first 2 episodes were not good. I mean, they were fine. They were just, you know, cleaning up after season 1, but like, ugh, you know? All right, well, am I into the great American classic shows like Sopranos and Breaking Bad? No, I am into the great American classic shows like Deadwood. It's Breaking Bad. Come on. Deadwood is the shizzle. Sopranos is so good, I never watched it. Never watched it. Deadwood is the show of all time. BSG, I mean, BSG had some high points and it was also pretty sucky sometimes. I'm sorry to say. And I feel like it would hold up even worse in retrospect. But the Adama maneuver is immortal. The Adama maneuver is what it is. Severance is not an anti-capitalism woke show, I don't think. What I will say is that's certainly a danger, but season 1 is fully enjoyable and a good show. A good show. All right, network might have a problem because I'm uploading to the Gabe deck, but maybe it's not that bad because it won't be that much data. Remember discussions about an integer mod operator using the mathematical definition for negative values. Today you ran into another situation where you really could have used this. So for float mod, right, we made fmod cycling versus fmod something else. For integer mod, yeah, I don't know. I feel like my conclusion was that I should change it, but I don't think we have. You could feel free to raise that issue again. I mean, what we would probably do is we would probably make it an optional compiler flag at first so as not to break things and just see what kind of problems we might have. Because the thing is, you're using the same operator. Maybe we should change the operator. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to do it as %% because I really do feel like that's the right default behavior, is to not match the C version. The C version is dookie, right? Nobody wants the C version as far as I know. Yeah, so we should talk about, it's just using the classic mod operator might confuse people, but then again, we use star to mean a totally different thing. It's just, if you get star wrong, you get a type check error, right? Whereas if you get the math wrong, like there's no type check error for this integer. It does not have the value you thought it did. All right, I'm turning on the Gabe deck. Oh, we're in desktop mode. We got to exit desktop mode. Return to gaming mode. Yeah, I don't think if Severance has some kind of anti-capitalism woke angle, they keep it kind of subtle. I mean, definitely the casting feels that way, right? The casting feels like they were trying to get diversity, but that's like everything in Hollywood now. But the actors, the difference between Severance and most other shows is the actors are all really, really good that they got, you know? So it's not saying update. Let me turn off the Gabe deck. The stupidest thing about Steam is there's no like update choice in a menu anywhere. You have to do like validate local files. Or I think if you turn the Gabe deck on, it'll detect the change. Maybe it already downloaded the change. What if I validate the files? Actually, I can tell if it's new by the button prompts. All right, so we're going to launch it. The Steam Deck sound effects sound kind of like Nintendo sound effects. You feel like it was setting up for this criticism of large businesses? I mean, it's not a serious criticism of large businesses. Like, it goes for the funny, right? Not the like, oh, we're edgy criticizers. I just realized you can exit to Overworld from the thing. All right, I'm gaping out. I want to do a cheat here. Cheat menu. Cheat menu. It's definitely the new executable. The dude on Severance looks like a hedgehog. I mean, I think they were casting for weird-looking people in general in that show. Like, all the characters look kind of weird. In their own way.
Can't believe I finally found this place. All right. Let's go do some skipping stones.
I mean, it's a video game. Sorry you can't see any of this, but it is what it is. It is on the Gabe deck. It is on the Gabe deck. All right. I think I'm going to go end the stream. We could find someone to raid again. We could find another fine VTuber such as ourselves. Thanks for hanging out as we Gabed it up. We could raid Epic Giga Chad WebDeb 1X Programmer. Did Adam C. Eunice ever come back last night after we raided him? He did for a bit. Okay. We'll do Giga Chad raid. Thanks everyone. I'll see you later.